Let me tell you something Britain still hasn't faced. Today is the 18th of January, the 45th anniversary of the New Cross fire. In 1981, 13 young black people died at a birthday party in southeast London. Futures erased, families destroyed, and a community traumatized. But the tragedy wasn't just a fire. It was the silence that followed, the silence that revealed exactly where black life stood in this country. It was a birthday party at 439 New Cross Road, celebrating Yvonne Ruddock and Angela Jackson. Just after 5 a.m, a fire tore through the house. 13 young black people aged 14 to 22 died. A 14th, Anthony Birkbeck, later died by suicide because the trauma was just too much to carry. The cause? Still unresolved. Early witnesses believe it could have been a racist arson attack. Far-right groups like the National Front were active in the area. The community had also reported harassment by the NF to the police, as well as them being responsible for other arson attacks in the local area such as Deptford. But police dismissed that theory within days. 2 inquests, one in 1981 and 2004, returned open verdicts, and no one was ever charged. So you had a community grieving and a state acting like nothing happened. And what turned grief into outrage wasn't just a fire, it was the response. The government led by Margaret Thatcher offered no meaningful condolences, no national mourning, no prime ministerial statement, and newspapers downplayed the tragedy. To Black Britain, the message was clear: your children's lives are not national losses. And remember, this was also 1981, the same year Britain passed the British Nationalities Act, rewriting who counted as British and laying the groundwork for Windrush injustice decades later. A year where belonging became conditional in law and in life. But out of the silence came organisation. Families and activists formed the New Cross Massacre Action Committee, and they refused to let the country bury the story. And on the 2nd of March 1981, around 20,000 people marched from New Cross to central London in the Black People's Day of Action, one of the largest black-led protests in British history. And their chant shook the nation: 13 dead and nothing said. That march forced Britain to confront the value it placed or didn't place on black lives. It's important that we remember the New Cross fire didn't happen in isolation. It sat in the middle of the sus laws, police hostility, far-right violence, the education scandal, economic marginalisation, and the new nationality laws. And a few months later came the Brixton Uprising, fueled by the same anger, exhaustion, and sense of state abandonment. Cross fire isn't just a chapter in Black British history, it's a mirror. A reminder of how institutions respond, who gets empathy, who gets silence, and who gets blamed. 45 years later, the echoes are still here, in policing, in media narratives, and in who this country chooses to grieve. Remembering is resistance. Remembering is honour.